Today's the day. It seems like it's inevitable to talk about this topic. When does a man become masculine and when does a woman become feminine? These things seem like they represent each other, but being female and being male is different than being masculine and being feminine. The feminine and masculine are more larger than the individual themselves. It's kind of a symbol of things, kind of a symbol of balance, really, when you do it right. And the idea is there's many times that we think we are masculine just because we're male, and we think we're feminine just because we're female. However, this is never really the case. The idea of when you get to these points of expressing yourselves to the fullest, becoming feminine, becoming masculine, it is kind of a balance within oneself to bring about the complete version of this thing. And generally, we're terrible at doing that. There's nobody teaching us how to do it, so we don't do it well. We don't have the same guidance, the same leadership, the same wise men or wise women leading us to a point of completion in these tasks of becoming a good male or becoming a good female. And what does that really mean? Generally, it's terms of coming to peace with oneself in the more kind of expressive way. However, to make it a little bit more practical, a male can be male, but when they become masculine, they're embodying the good things of being a male. The kind of assertiveness without being assertive and forcing opinion. It's kind of a way of listening. In fact, the way of being a male is or masculine is really embracing the opposite side of oneself, where you can become a real masculine person when you realize that there's a feminine in you in a way. So you don't have to shout to have your voice heard. You can speak. You can talk from a point of passion. This fully embraces the masculine side of things. Same with being feminine. If you channel being masculine, being feminine, yelling and making a huge fit or a huge uprising over things, you're not quite embracing the complete part of that feminine energy, if you want to call it something. You have to realize that there's a humbleness or a quietness that comes with the kind of power that is going to create the same completeness as the same kind of feminine version of masculine. Seeing that being strong in being feminine, or the masculine part of being feminine, is really understanding how to submit in a way, but not submitting in a way of being passive, as opposed to opening up the window to allowing somebody to be vulnerable in a way, showing them what vulnerability is so that they can in part do that themselves and come to terms with that part of themselves, therefore being more powerful. You're speaking to the part of the person that's never heard in this way of being feminine. And masculine, if you channel that kind of energy, you're thinking that you're now giving voice in a way of action to the part that has never been actuated in the individual. And these things are never in a way of destroying another individual. They're always in a way of bringing out this unheard part of a person so that they can embody that part of themselves, and this way bringing balance to that individual. And you will see that when somebody inappropriately accesses the male part of themselves or female part of themselves, they do it in a very destructive way. It's really like a spoiled child yelling out for things and hoping to get the best. You took my favorite toy. You took my favorite cup. That's mine. It's not yours. This kind of childish behavior, which we need to do away with in adult life. We need to be more full bodied in a way, understand ourselves, embrace ourselves, be okay with the parts of ourselves that aren't that great so that we can become better. And this kind of relaxation in who one is allows somebody to embody the masculine and feminine appropriately, to then give growth to others by being a symbol, more or less, of the completeness of what this thing is.